Coinbase versus the SEC. This battle has been going on for what seems like a couple months now, with Coinbase getting their Wells notice from the SEC and the SEC threatening basically to sue them through that. And then the Coinbase saying they're going to sue the SEC and go through everything. They're going to leave the US. Everything. Coinbase is just going kind of insanely crazy. And this all basically starts with Gary Gensler here, with what he says about kind of crypto stuff. And this kind of sums it up here, saying intermediaries for investment contracts are required to comply with securities law and register with the SEC. Instead, many crypto platforms are contending that their investment contracts are something else. The law cares about what something actually is, not what you call it. So that's basically the whole fight, really summed up, right? Investment contracts, SEC, regulatory laws being followed, being a security stuff. And I don't think Coinbase has a big fight for this. I don't think they have the defense that maybe they think they do, or maybe they think they don't. Because, a lot of things going on behind the scenes with Coinbase is interesting to kind of say the least. But I don't think Coinbase even really believes that they have any type of fight against this. And to all of that, Brian Armstrong responded in a video. I think this is a screenshot from his video, but you can see him kind of putting points out here for Coinbase against the SEC and stuff, saying, global payments can be slow and expensive. Hyperinflation, currency devaluation affect individuals around the globe, and then enter the Bitcoin white paper, which is interesting. And it seems like everybody does this. Everybody who uses altcoins and promotes altcoins and scams people with altcoins, when things hit the fan and it's no longer advantageous to pump those altcoins, when you no longer are making all the money you can off of it, everyone falls back and says, oh, well, Bitcoin's great, isn't it? But the second it becomes more profitable for them to do that, they move right back to shilling you the altcoins. Obviously, this might be a little different. This is an entire company, right? Those are more like influencers and stuff kind of move that way. But you can see here, for this person's response is makes a lot of sense, saying not taking sides for the SEC, but nothing in Brian's founding story of Coinbase requires an altcoin business. Difficulty sending payments globally, losing trust in currency, lack of loans. The Bitcoin stack can handle all of this, which I think is a major point for a lot of things. When people are just kind of moving on to the next shiny thing where they think they can make a bunch of money, when in reality, Bitcoin solves a lot of these, like global payments can be slow and expensive. People say Bitcoin's slow and expensive, but it's not. It's nothing compared to the system that's in place now. It's way faster than that, and it's nowhere near as expensive. So you got that problem. Check. Bitcoin can do that. Hyperinflation and devaluation. Check. Bitcoin's got that. And then, like the entire message falls back on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is deemed not a security. It's already been going through that, and SEC and Gensler and everybody's already said Bitcoin's not a security. So that's what they go to for their defense of their entire other altcoin casino catalog for their company. You got a couple of things going on with like Brian Armstrong and Coinbase, here saying they're spreading a falsehood that the SEC okayed every aspect of their possible securities offering. And then it says, let's look at the SEC actually sent to Coinbase in this thread here. So, basically all of this kind of goes into saying, the SEC might change their thoughts on this, or something might come up regarding this. So it's not like anything in here was the SEC saying, yeah, Coinbase is perfect. Everything they do is no security laws needed. So, and this happened before. So for Coinbase to say that they didn't know any of this was coming, it only gets worse for them when they continue to go on saying, you can see this again. So Armstrong misrepresents the facts yet again. Coinbase in S1 states, we also offer various staking, rewards, and lending products, all of which are subject to significant regulatory uncertainty and could implicate a variety of laws and regulations worldwide. So this goes on. It's a bigger, longer quote and everything, but this kind of shows Coinbase knew. They knew they were running products that could have regulatory and security problems down the road. They recognized that could be something that happened. So when they fall back saying, the SEC okayed everything and we don't know what they're talking about, the SEC is just coming out of nowhere with this, they knew that this could have been a problem. They knew that this could come up and something could happen here. But for some reason, because it benefits them now to say this is out of the blue and nobody would have ever expected that. And to go even further on this, you can see Coinbase saying we didn't see this coming, and their S1 saying we're subject to laws governing securities, broker-dealers, and ATS. So the narrative they're running with saying we couldn't have possibly seen this coming, this is crazy, this is insane, doesn't really fit with their company, because they knew they came out say, you know, we could have problems here. There could be regulation problems here, regulatory problems here, securities problems here. They've come out and recognized that. So they've kind of already backed themselves into a corner by doing this in the past, and now they're saying they're going to sue the SEC, but I don't think they really have a case. I really don't. But they've gone down the social media stand with me kind of thing, saying here to stand with crypto to mint your own crypto shield. And, you know, this just kind of talking about their NFT stuff. And at least it says it has no intended utility or value. So, you know, it is free to mint, I guess. There's 84,000 people who've minted it. I don't know what the big problem is, right? It's kind of funny, too, to add a shield emoji. So it's an NFT, but you don't even need to mint it. Like, you can put it on your profile and not own the NFT. You don't have to, which kind of just shows just how ridiculous NFTs are. But if you look at Brian Armstrong, he's got his shield up and ready. Coinbase, they're shielded up and ready. But all of this going on, all of Brian Armstrong sitting here saying, we're fighting this. This is crazy. Put your shields up. What has he been doing behind the scenes? After all, he is the CEO of Coinbase, the founder. He's got lots of shares and lots of interest in probably making Coinbase more valuable. But behind the scenes here, he's been dumping shares, absolutely cashing out. You can see this goes back from March 15th, and just tons of cashing out recently within the past month, within the past days. He's been cashing out shares, pulling that money out. So what is going on, right? If he truly believed in this fight and said this is going to be the greatest thing, Coinbase is perfectly fine, he wouldn't be selling those shares, right? Because Coinbase should be more valuable in the future. But if he thinks this is a losing battle and something that maybe isn't worth fighting, but they have to anyways to save face, and is actually detrimental to their business, or at least have a big impact on it, well, he's dumping those shares, cashing out, and putting the money in his pocket. So obviously, we know Coinbase, before even saying they're going to sue the SEC, was saying that they might leave the US, even when like 90% of all of their revenue is US based, and they have tons of networks of people that they work with here, including the government, because they worked with the government selling the Silk Road Bitcoin. So they would abandon all those relationships. Yeah, okay. But he said that before. Now he says they're suing the SEC, and he's dumping shares on the market like there's no tomorrow. So, you know, what could that mean? Maybe Coinbase is not going to be around for too much longer. Maybe it's going to have massive problems and it sticks around, but not as the altcoin casino that it has been for the past few years. But I don't know. I don't think Coinbase has a big battle, like a big stance they can take on this to kind of defend themselves. I do think that they're offering lots of securities, and the way that they've done their staking is a security type stuff. Loans could be problematic. They have done things, and they recognize themselves that could be problematic. So I don't think they have much of a leg to stand on. I probably see them needing to maybe shut down parts of their business or get regulatory compliance, which maybe isn't like a terrible thing. I don't think they should be terrified of that. I don't know why they really would be, but I don't know too much about that stuff in the beginning to begin with. So we'll see where this all plays out. That's gonna do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.